I'm sure you've heard this phrase more than once. In Africa, the systems don't work. Or rather, in Ghana, the systems don't work. Of course, that's a phrase loosely used by Ghanaians sometimes when they are frustrated by a process that otherwise should have been smooth and hassle-free. Take, for instance, the process of acquiring a meter to ensure that you get electricity running through your house. Many have complained about how cumbersome this otherwise simple process has been for them, just to get a meter. Now, those who are successful most often have to know someone within the establishment to facilitate the process for them. There are so many instances I could point to, but I will spare you the details and just focus on one situation which has had many Ghanaians frustrated over the last few weeks. I'm talking about the subscriber identity module or SIM card registration and re-registration exercise. Now, last year, the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization directed that all SIM cards be re-registered over a 6-month period spanning October 1, 2021 to March 31st, 2022 using the Ghana card. Now, the registration process requires that applicants trek to an office of a mobile network operator and physically go through the process of providing their data. And since that directive was announced, it's been nothing short of chaos and frustrations for subscribers.
I
couldn't do it because after being through the line, they told me that I have to do some linking, and because I've done the linking yesterday, I cannot do it yesterday now, so I have to come next day.
The line, even the queue is not going. And so for me, I want to go home. I want to come later on, maybe next month. Because for me, I've already done the process on my phone. It's left with the caption of the fingers.
Imagine the wasted time that could have been spent productively elsewhere. Why must people suffer for such a simple exercise? So you ask people to engage in a national exercise that some have argued was not well thought through from the start. People standing in long queues are sometimes close to each other. The congestion even makes nonsense of our quest to ensure adherence to COVID protocols. Well, the complaints forced the telcos to rethink the strategy, and they suggested decentralizing the process.
We should be able to design a system again that enables some people to do some sales even with a biometric app. Because if we have a system in which I can put my finger on a particular device and then be able to link that device to the NIA data.
But a week after that assurance, we were back to square one because the problem still persisted. At many of the registration centers, the queues persisted. In some cases, the machines had either broken down or were frozen. And to make matters worse, the agents were only a few in number, handling hundreds of applicants. So the regulator, NCA, directed the mobile network operators to increase the number of agents, among many other things. So there's some pessimism about whether this may change anything. We wait to see. But the obvious question on the lips of many is that, could these challenges have been avoided? Did we think outside of the box enough? Our next door neighbor, Ivory Coast, also conducted a SIM registration exercise for their citizens in 2019. They used what they call the tap and go system. All applicants had to do was place their national identity cards on a mobile phone screen and enable the agent's preloaded software to complete the process. As simple as that. And why not? Mobile is all about convenience. And such an exercise must extend that efficiency to the customer. Now, here in Ghana, there are many advocating for an extension of the deadline, including some MPs who argue that so far less than 2 million cards have been successfully registered. Meanwhile, it's believed that there are over 40 million SIM cards active now as we speak. So why the waste? Why the haste? Should we not hasten slowly in order to meet the target of over 40 million applicants? Some have even gone so far to threaten to boycott the telcos by refusing to make calls if the directive on the registration is not rescinded.
Currently, the way this exercise has been planned, designed, implemented, executed, and is being processed is being done in a way where it is quite obvious that the required stakeholder consultations or the required stakeholder activities did not take place in the most optimal manner possible.
So this is what the frustration felt by the people has driven them to do. It must not get to that point. Government and the telcos must collectively come up with a less laborious process that will encourage, not deter people from partaking in this national exercise. Others have done it. Must we reinvent the wheel and make the citizens suffer needlessly?
Thank you for watching. Subscribe and click the bell icon and get notified every time we share something interesting. We would love to have you on there.
Super Hits Radio. Joy 99.7.